people fill our roster.
Yeah.
So we're ultimately excited.
Absolutely. We're proud to have you guys, and we're proud to have you on playing your first game ever on our turf. And that's gonna be a lot of fun. I'm actually a little nervous myself because I'm
very nervous. We have 10 girls that we're bringing up, and out of 10 of those girls, only 3 of them have ever played in a bout before. So it's exciting to see how they handle the pressure, and if they get jam or brain, when you get on the track and you forget everything you've ever learned. I think that happens in like your first 5 games until you can learn to like calm your nerves and relax.
Yes.
With Derby Anywhere is not about being the montage that people had of us back in the 70s and 80s. We're professional women. We're nurses and doctors and attorneys and social workers, and it's so nice to see the other side of what everyone's personality really holds, and they're able to be that person a couple hours a week on the track. So that's what we try to market, to people down here is this isn't your mom and pop Saturday morning fake roller derby. This is professional women that are getting out there and getting their release that they need from everyday life. Men have golf and they have basketball leagues and stuff like that, and there's not that much for women to do.
Right.
And it's just amazing to see the different people that usually wouldn't be friends because of their careers or different aspects of life, and to see the relationship and the sisterhood and the bond that is just formed for life, just beating each other up.
Absolutely. And that I love the fact that you're saying that, because I think that's why people keep coming back to Derby. I think that's what keeps people coming back is the tribe and the release that you get from playing such a physical sport.
And it's truly like a family, because you're going to get mad and you're going to yell at your best friend on the track and tell them what a crappy move they just made. But 5 minutes later, you're going to be high-fiving them and tell them what an awesome job they did. And it's just such a different role that we get to play. I don't have to be mom for those few hours a week that I'm playing Derby, and I don't have to be a nurse. I can just be Duchess, and I love being Duchess.
Duchess, how'd you get your name? Actually, I'm curious because you're Duchess, and then your husband also plays Derby, and he's Duke.
I actually, when I started playing in Kentucky, I was really big into weightlifting and lifting heavy, and they used to call me Squatsimoto because I could actually squat John. At the time, he was over 200 pounds, and so they called me Squatsimoto, and they called me Squats for short. And I liked it, but it just wasn't me. And so when we moved, John was Johnny Awesome. And we talked about, we've left that life behind. This is a new life. This is a new era for us. And who do we want to be? And we wanted something that went together because we all are husband and wife. And we do both play Derby. And we looked at many different things. And we just came up with the Duke and Duchess of Pain. And we loved it. And then we met 50 Shades of Pain. And she became part of our Pain family. And shout out to Charm City.
Nice.
We really have to stop for a second and talk about. We have to talk about how sexy your man's legs are in tights.
He does have some, and you remember those red pants that he wore to the Christmas bout, your Christmas scrimmage that you have.
It's not okay how sexy your husband is, especially looking as a guy or a girl. It doesn't matter. He's just like, whatever. I'm sexy and I know it. I'm sorry. Continue.
And he had no shame, He, you remember our Gender Bender Smash Up on the cover. Our picture that we used was John in a bikini top and a tutu.
It's amazing.
He has no shame. He's just like, whatever the wife says, I got to do it.
Whatever
I got to please the ladies.
He's so smart.
So,
didn't he wear a tutu for the gender bender thing too? Like that's kind of
halftime. He switched.
Yeah. He was a ref for the first half, and the second half he played. I think he wore a tutu when he played.
He's just like, screw this.
Yeah, that's right. And I reffed the second half, and that was my first time reffing, which was awesome. And I hope to do that more. Hopefully, when the men's team, starts scouting, the Miami men's team that John's a part of, I hope to be able to start reffing and helping them out the way they've poured their tears and sweat into us. We need to pay the guys back. They're there for us every time we need them.
Right. That's true.
Thank you. We appreciate that. We're working on it. We're working on it. Trust me. We're going to let you know when we're ready.
So
fantastic.
We're really happy support that.
So Duchess, tell me about like the founding of the league. What inspired you to do that? What has it been like for you, and where do you hope to see the league in the future?
Well, it starts with John. Everything with Derby starts with John. We started dating. He was wrestling. I was like, well, I need to do this. I need to play. So I started playing in Kentucky. And John is Special Forces and got orders to move to Key West. And he asked me to marry him and move with him. And I moved. I broke my arm the day before we were supposed to move. I was skating in the house without wrist guards and fell and broke my arm in 7 places. And so we moved down here, and in a full arm cast, I got out there and started skating and realized that I couldn't live without Derby. And I wasn't aware that Miami had a team at that point. And so I started posting on the Key West yard sale pages, like, who would be interested in playing roller derby? Like, I don't know that much. I only played for 6 months, but we can learn together. And we had an outpouring of people. We've had probably 30 different girls come through our league, and only about 8 have stayed, just different reasons, military and family and life gets in the way. And it's been a real struggle down here because it's such a small community. And to live down here, most people have to work 2 or 3 jobs because rent is so expensive. And it's hard for them to take the time off. So it's been a real struggle for recruiting, and retention is our biggest issue. But we just started promoting, and then we have promoted the Gender Bender Smash Up, and we've recruited more since then. But if you think about it, our team is mostly comprised of military in some aspect, whether they're a military spouse, whether they're active duty, whether they're prior military. And then we have just regular conks that are down here that, you know, are social workers, teachers at the school. And retention has just been such a struggle. But I think that's really a struggle with any league.
Yes.
People don't necessarily outgrow the league, but they outgrow their time that they're able to donate to the league. And so they do the right decision and they take a leave of absence. But inadvertently, it seems like everyone always ends up coming back at some point, whether they stay or not.
Yeah.
If you do Derby once, you're going to end up coming back for a second chance.
Absolutely. You get a taste of the Derby, and you want to come back for more. And
it's so addicting, and that's what people tell me down here. They're like, I never thought that a bunch of women beating me up would be that addicting, but it's just it's so empowering for a woman because there's not contact sports for women out there. You know, we can't show that I am woman, hear me roar, and we get out there in Derby, and the guys are like, dude, did you see that? Did you see that girl? She just like sent her flying.
Yeah.
And I'm totally referring to Tally at this point.
Yeah. I invited a couple of my friends to the last bout, and it was the first Derby bout ever. And I came up to them real quick, and I'm like, so what do you think? And they're like, oh my God, that 305. And every time I introduce somebody, they're like, oh my God, who's 305? Who's Tally Gator? She's freaking phenomenal, and she's laying people out. And that's kind of the fun part. You get to hit people, and then you get to hug them at the after party. So
that's exactly what it's all about. My dad came down for our first bout in Kentucky. Came down from Kentucky for our first bout, and he'd never seen roller derby before, had no idea what was going on. But he came up to me after the bout, and he was like, I've heard this term called Derby Crush, and I'm pretty sure that 305 would be my Derby Crush.
We'll make sure to let her know. We'll hold that thought. We'll be back with Duchess from Key West. Actually, we're done with the show, and that's it. And we'll see you down. Hopefully, we'll get another skater on the next episode. And March 21st, come down to see Duchess play. It's their first bout ever. MiamiRollerDerby.com for more. Thank you, guys.
Good luck, Duchess.
Take care, yo.
Thank you. Thank you all so much.